連載中の漫画にアニメが追いついてしまった時、漫画とのリーチを保つため別ルートを通って遠回りし再び合流するという作戦だ。
Come have fun with us and don't forget to subscribe!
What's up everybody, I'm Rick.
And I'm Anna.
And welcome to our review/discussion on Naruto episode 136 to 219, also known as the fillers. So of course, Anna, watching Naruto is part of our bucket list goal to finish 101 anime. Naruto/Naruto Shippuden is anime number 1, and that means that we are watching, of course, the anime, not reading the manga. Right. And so we have to go through all of the episode, including the fillers. So we've watched all of these 80 plus fillers, and today, Anna, I'm going to be asking you the question.
Ask me.
Was it worth it? Before we get into that though, little note, I had watched all of those before because I had watched Naruto before. You hadn't.
No, I hadn't.
So this was your first time watching all those filler episodes. And what were your thoughts?
I mean, my thoughts were kind of all over the place depending on what little arc we would watch, I guess. Some of them I liked better than others. Some of them I really wasn't too happy about.
So we'll get into that conversation right now and we'll answer the question, was it worth it, at the end of the video. Which filler arc did you like and which did you dislike, and can you tell me why?
I would say the ones that I didn't like the most, or that I like the least, should I say, are the first two arcs. The first arc is where they go to Orochimaru's hideout.
So the land of the rice field investigation.
Yes.
Arc. Yeah.
And the second one is the one with the Mizuki, was it?
Yes, Mizuki Tracking Mission.
Right, that one. And the reason why I didn't, well, the first one I didn't like it because I feel like for a filler arc, like considering that this is not actually really part of the main story, you know, like these are supposed to happen, but then when they go back to the main storyline, you're supposed to completely ignore them. But they got too close to it, you know, like they get there and they actually find some of Orochimaru's like underlings and they fight them.
They find his hideout.
Yeah, exactly. They find his hideout, exactly. Like it's hard to ignore once you go back to the original storyline.
It's too close to the storylines that we...
Exactly. Like I would have liked it if they said that they were gonna go investigate, but then in the end they would have found nothing, you know. It would have been interesting. It would still have been related to the main storyline, but it wouldn't have necessarily affected the main storyline. I feel like this, it's supposed to affect the main storyline.
But it won't.
But it won't.
Because it's fillers. Exactly.
Yeah. So then if maybe in the main story arc they end up there again, for example, to that hideout, they'll be like, hey, we've never been here before, but I've seen you there before. It's gonna be annoying, you know? I don't know if they do end up there, but it's that kind of a feeling, you know? It bothers me.
Yeah.
The Mizuki arc I didn't like because of the discrepancy in strength between characters that were supposed to be much weaker.
So Mizuki, as we see him in this arc, is much stronger than what he was in the first episode.
Exactly. And not only him, but also those two guys who follow him, like...
Yeah, who they say are as strong as the Sannin.
Yeah, like in brute force, they're as strong as the Sannin. I feel like if this happened in the original storyline, Jiraiya would have punched them both, knocked out. Like with one hit or something like this.
And the end Tsunade does kind of get rid of them easily.
Yeah.
Meaning that people were saying they were as strong as the Sannin were exaggerating. But even the idea is preposterous. Like, come on, it's ridiculous. Stop it.
And another thing is that I feel like Mizukis' role in the beginning of the anime was like very, you know, limited, very... He had this one purpose that he was so weak that there was no way he could have carried out. Naruto, like not even having been able to pass the exam at the academy,
was able
to beat him. Exactly. With a technique that he had just then learned for the first time. Sure, a very good technique, but still, you know, the level that Naruto was at and he was still able to beat him, you know, And now suddenly he's like so strong, and also he has ties with Orochimaru, and also
Yeah,
like,
the ties with Orochimaru,
Yeah.
it's too much, you know?
exactly,
Like,
like it's bothersome.
you don't need to tie everything into the
Mm-hmm.
Orochimaru thing. Like, it could have been its own thing.
Yeah.
Well, it is in the real story, but having this filler here, like you said, it's hard to ignore afterward.
Yeah.
If ever they mention Mizuki in the future, they're like, oh, yeah, I remember him turning into a tiger, you know?
Exactly. Mainly, they bother me because of how close they get to the original storyline. You know.
Before we get to your favorite, I guess
Okay.
I'm gonna be talking a bit about my least favorite
I'm
arc
curious.
here. Yeah, I'd have to mostly agree with you that the Mizuki one is, in my opinion, the worst. Like, a lot of these fillers, even though I've watched them before, you know, back then when I watched Naruto for the first time, I was a 15-year-old dumb kid. I didn't know, you know, left from right, fillers from canon, so I watched all of those. I didn't know it was fillers. You know? I remember everything about the regular Naruto story. I don't remember anything about these fillers.
Okay.
As we were watching them together, I was like, huh, I don't remember this or that. But I did remember one thing. Mizuki turning into a tiger.
Okay.
Because even then, I thought it was so dumb. And even now, I'm like, it's ridiculous, you know? The whole arc was ridiculous. Not the fact that he turns into a tiger specifically, but I feel like it's emblematic of what all of these fillers become. They bring out random characters, either tangentially related to the show or not, and give them random powers.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like, very random. Like these guys with a star that allows them to make shapes out of their chakra and fly. I could be naming any number of these ninjas from around the world who have strange powers that we'll never hear about again. What about the good part? Because it's not all bad. You know, you hear the word filler, you want to jump out of the window and escape. But no, it's not all bad. There's some good stuff in there.
There are some good stuff, yes.
Yeah.
One filler arc that I really liked is the one when they have to go find the bug in the secret forest, you know? And I really liked it because it does the exact opposite of the ones that I didn't like, in which they do make up a storyline that is tangentially related to their main goal, which is to get Sasuke back. But at the same time, it doesn't actually influence the main story because in the end, their plan doesn't work. But it's a very like nice adventure.
Yeah.
You know, like they go there, they meet some enemies, they fight them. It's good fight. I feel like there's no like crazy disproportion of strength between them and their enemies. And I also feel like it focuses more on characters other than just Naruto. You know?
That's true. There was a lot of focus on Naruto here. A lot of these missions, they would just plug Naruto in at the last second.
I mean, in that one, Naruto was there too, you know? But I feel like there are some arcs in which they really let other characters shine.
Yeah.
Not only Naruto, even if he's kind of always present, you know? So I really liked that one. And I also really liked this last arc that we're actually not finished
That we're
with.
not done, because if you didn't notice, we said up to 219, which means that we still have 220 left. That's the last episode of Naruto. We will be doing a reaction for that one. But the filler arc that we started is not over.
But I really liked it for the same reason. They take characters that we already know and give them a story which wouldn't affect the main storyline and which wouldn't change. And I feel like that's hard to do, especially when you include characters from outside their village.
Yeah, so
wouldn't affect their like relationship.
We have the same character, the same village characters now.
Exactly. So I think they did a good job there. At least as of now. I don't know if maybe the last episode would ruin that. It is possible. I guess we'll see. But as of now, I really like it.
Yeah. My favorite, and by far, like so far, I thought it was so good. The whole time I was intrigued. I was wondering what's happening there, is the Konoha Plans recapture mission arc. That's the one with the old man who steals the plans and does this whole treasure hunt with Naruto and the other genin. The Konoha 11, by the way, are all over these fillers, you know, like we see Naruto be paired up with a lot of them in different combination, which I really like, that they would always try to a little bit change up the themes. So, let's put Neji with Choji with Naruto, you know, let's
Yeah.
see what happens.
And always with Naruto.
Yeah,
Let's
of course.
never let out
Naruto is always there.
Yeah.
But in this case, they were all there. They all participated,
Yeah.
which is really nice. I think the only other time we see that is the arc we're currently watching. Though
Right.
1010 is missing in that one.
I wonder if maybe there's a reason, like, will she appear in the end?
I don't know. But in that one, she was there on the treasure hunt one. And like the whole time, you're with Shikamaru trying to figure out what the mystery is, what the answer is. And every time the old man is like one step or two step ahead of you. And to the end, you're still wondering, like, what was his plan? Until, like, it's revealed, like, oh no, he was just doing this for fun, as a treasure hunt.
I think that this one was really good because it did put in that idea of those bombs had been there for 30 years, you know? So it gives you the feeling of this is actually something that started long ago. It didn't start now. It's not like a filler in which something happens right now, you know? It's been there for a long time. And
Though that becomes problematic to think that they
Nobody
were there
had
for
noticed.
30 years and nobody ever noticed.
yeah, that's true. That's a little bit bizarre. But I like that part personally.
But yeah, like I said, the other elements that I enjoyed in general and the fillers, not just in terms of story arc, is the fact that we see a lot of the kids, they're paired up in different pairings with sometimes different teachers that are not their teachers. Are there some elements in particular that you found enjoyable that you didn't see in the regular show?
Yeah, I really liked the fact that they did hint a lot at the Naruto and Hinata's, relationship,
Yeah.
kind of. I thought that those episodes were really nice. I really enjoyed watching them. Like, they didn't take it too far to the point where you would think, oh, how am I going to overlook this, when it goes to the main
Yeah, they didn't kiss or
story.
anything.
Yeah,
and then-
exactly. But they put enough there to be, like, really nice. I liked it.
They talk more in these fillers than they ever did
Yeah, exactly.
in the show.
But
yeah.
at the same time, their relationship seems to stay the same.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice to see them interacting, see even her interacting with Neji sometimes.
Yes.
It's something that
yeah.
we didn't really see that much after their fight. So Anna, I'm gonna bring us back now to the question that I was asking at the beginning of this video. We have watched more than 80 of these filler episodes of Naruto. Between the big moment that was Naruto and Sasuke's fight, you're at the top of the hype that you can be for Naruto, and then you enter these fillers, Was it worth it? Should someone who's watching this and who doesn't have as a goal to watch the entire anime like we do, so he has the choice to skip all of these, should he skip them or not? Is it worth it to watch them?
Is it worth it? The thing is that watching them, for the most part, I actually had fun. I feel like there weren't that many annoying elements. There were some, especially in the beginning. Like I said, the first two arcs are... you can skip the first two arcs. But for the most part, I had fun. But at the same time, I feel like it does bring you down a lot, I feel like you're so, like you said, like so high up, riding that wave of excitement. And then it immediately goes like down. Like
Yeah.
immediately. It's so drastic. I don't know. I feel like you could skip them. That being said, if you just want to enjoy more of Naruto, they're nice to watch overall.
You said, skip the first two. It's funny because in the first arc, there's actually some canon elements. So those are probably the only ones you should watch.
Yeah,
that first arc,
that's
at least.
true.
Because we see that Sakura is starting to train with Tsunade. That's actually real.
Yeah.
And we see a little bit of other scenes of the other kids training. That's also part of the story. But most of the rest is filler. Is it worth it? In my opinion, it is not. Not because it's good or bad, but like I said, I didn't remember any of it. That's the biggest sin. These fillers are forgettable. And so, what is the point even?
Right.
And spending all this time watching all these episodes, and at the end of the day, it's not going to change anything. You're probably not going to remember half of them. In my opinion, maybe there's someone out there who knows them all by heart. I didn't remember any of them except Mizuki transforming into a tiger.
I'm wondering, like, what must it have been like for the people who were watching this as they were airing? That's like 2 years worth of episodes, right?
It is.
So for 2 years, that's what you're stuck with.
It's hard.
I would have been upset, honestly.
But yeah, there you have it. This is the verdict on both sides. We don't think it's worth it. Doesn't mean that you can't watch them if you want to watch them, but in our opinion, you'd be better off skipping
Yeah.
220 and then going right into Shippuden. But we did watch them. We don't regret it in any way.
Yeah,
You know,
definitely not.
but still. Speaking of 220, that's going to be the next Naruto video from us. It's going to be a reaction. This is going to be the last Naruto episode before we go into Naruto Shippuden. Are you excited?
I am excited, actually. You keep talking about them so, like, kind of separate. It's as separate two things, Naruto and Naruto Shippuden.
I mean, it's
So
just
I'm
because
wondering-
they have two different names.
Yeah, but I'm wondering, like, is there actually a difference in the story?
Hmm.
I imagine, I'm not sure, like, my first guess would be that there's a time skip or something, So I'm curious to see if that's how it goes, or does it start more or less where the Naruto
Left off.
left off? Yeah.
Well, we shall see when we watch 220. And if you want to see what her reaction to that episode is, I invite you to subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. Like this video if you did. Comment in the comment section below. Tell us, have you watched the Naruto fillers? And do you think it was worth it? Let us know and have a nice day.
Bye bye.